Okay, next up, we have a storyteller who's a stone-cold fox, not to objectify her, but it's Christine Blackburn. And Brashier. All right.
I'm back there standing by Chris, and I almost said, watch my purse, and then I thought, wait a minute. So, when I first got to Los Angeles, an ad in the LA Weekly caught my eye. They were looking for outgoing, sparkling personalities to be contestants on the dating game. And I thought, I'm sparkling and I'm outgoing. This could be my big break. I mean, really, you guys, think about all the people that have gotten their first break on the dating game, like Farrah Fawcett, Michael Jackson, Phil Hartman, and look where they are. And I thought, this is gonna be my break too. So I went to the open call. Now here's what you need to know. When I went to this open call, I was wearing a long blonde wig because I had only been out of chemotherapy a couple of weeks. And the cancer that I had had, you know, I was okay now, but that was kind of like a big wake-up call for me that I better start pursuing my dreams, to be an entertainer or an actress or a contestant on the dating game. So that night after the open call, I get this phone call from a producer named Jackie. And she says, oh, Christine, we really liked you on the audition. You were really cute. You were super funny. But why were you in disguise? And then I had to say, well, the thing is, I don't really have any hair right now. And I'm feeling insecure about that. And she said, listen, you come over to the studio tomorrow and let me check you out. And, we'll go from there. And I think, okay, I mean, I'm humiliated to be seen without my hat or a wig, but, what do I know? This is Hollywood. Maybe they'll put a different wig on me. I mean, maybe all they need is my sparkling, outgoing personality. So the next day, I go to the Sunset Gower lot, and a drive-on pass is waiting for me. I felt like a star already. I get to the offices, and the receptionist leads me back to Jackie's office. And she says, take your hat off. And I do. And she says, oh, you're cute. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, we'd love to have you on the show. But Christine, you can't wear your wig. And I say, okay. I mean, I figure she must know what she's talking about because she's a producer on the dating game. So the very next week, I am back at the Sunset Gower lot, and this time I am officially Bachelorette number 2. I am wearing black hip huggers, a tiger print tank top, and I have no wig on. When I get to the stage, Jackie comes right over to me. She gives me a big hug. We're so glad you're here. And then she takes this little Velcro Brett, and she sticks it to the side of my head, like a Brett for a 6-month-old. I look ridiculous. I meet the other bachelorettes backstage. Now, Bachelorette number 1 right away tells me that she's a lesbian and that she likes my haircut. And I'm thinking, okay, I like her too, but I don't understand why she's on the show, and I think I can beat her. But Bachelorette number 3 was smoking hot, right? So she's this UC Santa Barbara cheerleader, and she's got this long, curly black hair, and she's wearing a pastel blue number that had feathers on it. Yeah, feathers. And I'm thinking I would have chose her in a minute. I don't know if I can beat her. So we're backstage all day long because we're the 5th show to tape. We're back there 8 hours. And at one point, we saw Chuck Woolery, the host, in the hallway. This was my first star sighting. I was so excited. So I said, Chuck, hey, Chuck, I love all your shows. And he wasn't looking at anyone. He was staring straight ahead. He looked down. He said, God damn it, we're late again. His aura sort of faded away. Finally, it was time for our show to start taping. And you guys remember how there were 3 stools where the bachelorettes would sit. And then there was a division, and then the bachelors sat on the other side. So he couldn't see us and we couldn't see him, which was to my advantage because I was bald. So the audience is they've been there all day, and they're strung out on warm-up candy, and they're barely clapping. Chuck Woolery looks like he's going to shoot himself in the head. But I am killing it, you guys. I am killing it. I am funny and I am on. And when the Bachelor says, Bachelorette number 2, we're on a date and you're a cat, what would it sound like? And I'm there in my tiger print shirt and I just say, "Rawr!" And sure enough, he loves me. I can tell. And by the break, I knew I'd won. And so did the other girls, because they both turned to me and they said, "Oh, you so won." And sure enough, we come back from the break, and he chooses me, Bachelorette number 2. And then they announce the Bachelor. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes our Bachelor, Jeff. He's a lawyer and a sports fanatic who loves the beach and sports. Yes, you mentioned that. Come on out, Bachelorette number 2. And I turn the corner. Now, before I went out, the other 2 girls went out. So now when I turn the corner, I see him, and he's smoking hot. He's super good looking, and I'm thinking, he's probably so pissed right now because he just saw the cheerleader, and here I am, practically bald with a baby ribbon in my hair. But he's really nice to me, and he gives me a hug, and he takes my hand, and then we hear, "Get ready, Jeff and Christine, because you're going to Tucson, Arizona." And now I'm pissed. First I get cancer, and now I have to go to Tucson? But we blow our kiss in the air, and then the lights go out. The sound is turned off. I mean, the show is over. Chuck Woolery is running to his car. And they basically kick the 2 of us out onto the Sunset Strip there, right across from Denny's. And we're just standing there looking at each other. And then Jeff says, "Hey, Christine, do you want to get something over at Denny's?" And I think, yeah, let's go to Denny's. And so we do, and it turns out he's like really, really nice. And I like him so much, and we talk nonstop. It's amazing, and he likes me too. He doesn't even seem to notice that I'm bald. And he even asks me out. And after Denny's, I follow him down to Redondo Beach where he lives in my car. And then we start drinking red wine. And then we're drinking more red wine. And all of a sudden, you guys, we are in a makeout session, right? And it is going very well. And I hadn't been with anybody in a long time. And I started thinking, I think I might want to go to Tucson. And all of a sudden, he stops, though. He's running his hands through my scalp. And then he stops, and he says, "Listen, I gotta tell you something." And I go, "What? And he goes, "Well, it's about my relationship." And I say, "Oh, that's okay, no big deal. I totally went on this show as a joke, and I'm bald, and really, no big deal, nothing." And he's, no, it's about my relationship with Christ. I don't have that relationship," I stammered. "But I don't want to lose this feeling." So, I kind of keep going, and he keeps going, and then the next thing you know, the red wine kind of takes over, and I basically fall asleep in his arms. And as I was drifting off, I remember thinking, well, at least he's a nice guy. He's safe. I know he's safe. I like this guy. He's okay. But in the morning when I woke up, I wasn't in his arms anymore. I was alone in the bed. And I tiptoed out to the living room, and there he was, laying in a recliner, sleeping with a Bible in his lap. And it occurred to me that a smoking hot Christian who loves sports and the beach and reading Bibles into the night, he just might not turn out to be the one for me. And this is disappointing for a number of reasons. First of all, he had a great job, was a good kisser, and lived by the beach. But I really don't know if I can compete with Christ. Anyway, you guys, it's been next month. It'll be 20 years since I was on that show. And Jeff and I are still good friends. In fact, we're great friends. And we still talk about how we met and how funny that was. And so, you never know when a break is going to come. And if you find a good friend, like a lifelong friend, that's a big break. So in some ways, I can say that I did get my first big break on the dating game.